Hello everyone and welcome back. Now for today's video, I am not sitting down in a chair during this video. Yeah, that's right, I am able to do the same shit that I did before, but standing up. Wow, that's great innovation, am I right? Right? Whatever. Anyways, today's video will be on the topic of the Emoji Movie. Ever since it's been brought up by Sony Pictures Animation, this has gotten pretty much backlash from everybody with a brain. And it has been not well received, even with the trailers coming out of showing what's going to be in the movie. And you can tell that it is probably going to be really bad. Well, probably one of the worst films of the year. But I bring up the question for today's video. How bad will the Emoji Movie be? Now, before we even get to the premise or the trailers, we have a big problem that needs to be addressed. This movie is in big danger of becoming one of the most dated products of the times that you are going to see in a film or any piece of media. Even more dated than #selfie by the Chainsmokers was in 2014. The Emoji Movie is riding off the popularity of a product that is going to be dated in a few years and will be laughed at by everybody as a completely stupid thing that nobody will take seriously. This would be as bad as if they made a movie about dabbing. Don't get any ideas, Hollywood. Oh wait, it's not going to be made fun of as a product of the times. It already is! Okay, so I'm gonna pretty much talk about the premise and trailer in just one segment. Don't really have too much to say on it. And also, the trailer pretty much gives out the entire story of the film, which is another example of everything wrong with modern trailers, pretty much giving away the whole story, leaving nothing to surprise or to anything that you don't know, and pretty much throwing out all the types of jokes you're going to see throughout the film, pretty much leaving none of the humor as a surprise, leaving it all very predictable and unfunny and unenjoyable. That is a huge problem with a lot of trailers nowadays. First, let's go over the plot of the movie. Overall, it feels very cliche, like we've already seen this type of story of how you have these characters who have their own little world inside their device. Pretty much the emojis inside the phone having their own world. Kind of like how Wreck-It Ralph did it, and how Food Fight did it terribly. Pretty much, in general, it's that type of story that we're going for. And the whole moral feels like it's going to go after you should express yourself in any way, and you shouldn't bend your character to any other way that people want it to be. Through the emoji having to be this one thing, and he wants to express his emotions, I guess. And that overall feels like it's going to be the entire plot of the movie, him rebelling against that. And overall it feels very cliche, and through the trailer we pretty much seen the entire story. Feels like there's going to be nothing left to the film. And overall, it just does not look interesting at all. But then there are the characters who come off as very one-dimensional, having not more than pretty much just one or two traits, not really going beyond that, probably not going to have more than just basic character development, and being very unfunny. Yeah, another problem that's going to be with this film. The humor looks like it's going to be very unfunny. And from a trailer that I bet is going to give away most of the humor, or pretty much the whole style of the humor that's going to be in the film, I don't see it being very funny at all, since I did not laugh or chuckle once during this whole trailer. And I bet that's how I will be throughout watching this entire film. The only thing I really haven't mentioned so far, which is pretty much the only positive I can say so far about the Emoji Movie, is that the animation isn't bad. It's not great or outstanding by any means, but hey, it's not bad. It actually looks kinda nice. But that's really the only thing I can say about this movie, and there are films that have great animation, but end up being really bad movies. And the Emoji Movie, I predict, is going to be one of the worst films of 2017. Not just animated, in general, one of the worst films that you are going to see this year. And that sort of ties back to the original question I brought up at the beginning of this video. How bad will the Emoji Movie be? Terrible. Not only does the plot seem like it's going to be if Wreck-It Ralph and Food Fight made a baby, The plot is very cliche and uninteresting. The characters don't look like they're gonna be very in-depth at all. They're gonna be very one-dimensional and very uninteresting. Not only do you know where the movie will go with its moral and feels very preachy and is very unoriginal with it, the humor is very predictable with what you're going to get with the Emoji Movie. And it feels like none of the jokes are going to make you laugh at or chuckle. This is going to be one of the worst films of 2017 that should have never been brought up. No one should have thought that this was a good idea, and this really should have never even been made into a theatrical film. And that's my 2 cents on how bad will the Emoji Movie be. Terrible. So, with all that said, how do you guys think the Emoji Movie will turn out? Do you actually think it's going to be good? Or do you think it's going to be terrible like 90% of people who have seen the trailers and everything about this movie? Do you actually think it's going to be funny? Or do you think unfunny? Please, I'd like to think about what you guys think of this film so far. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys some other time.